What is up, guys? EJ here, back with another video. My first video of the new year. I hope everybody had a very happy and safe holiday. So this is going to be my DVD update for January 3rd, 2013. So I got a Walmart gift card for Christmas, and I used it to buy a bunch of DVDs, some cheap DVDs. These are all classic 80s comedies. I've got 10 of them to show you, so let's get started. Now, a lot of these movies I have not seen in probably over 10 years in most cases, so my recollection of them is pretty fuzzy. But I grew up watching all these films and wanted to get them from my collection. So up first we have Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure. From 1989, of course, starring Keanu Reeves, Alex Winter, and George Carlin. Really loved this when I was younger. About these two high schoolers who have to do a history project, and they gather all these great historical figures throughout history and present them at the end. I remember they called Socrates, Socrates. You've got Genghis Khan, Abraham Lincoln, Billy the Kid, Joan of Arc. Great adventures, great fun. And I always remember the scene at the high school where the guy, the football player, yells out, San Dimas high school football rules. Yeah, Bill and Ted is a great fun movie. I was never a fan of the sequel, Bogus Journey, but I've always liked the original. Okay, up next we have Dragnet from 1987 with Tom Hanks and Dan Aykroyd. Lots of Tom Hanks in this update. I picked up 4 of his movies. Not a great movie based on the 50s TV show, but I remember liking it when I was younger. Yeah, there's a pretty weird sort of cult scene where Tom Hanks and Dan Aykroyd go in undercover, and there are these guys having this sort of ritual, and that's like the big finale. It sort of takes place on a hill up in Los Angeles, like this abandoned, it was like a theater or something. A very cool set and location for that scene, but yeah, it's not a great movie. I do remember the scene where Dan Aykroyd is in the bathroom and he talks about what he expects out of his town, out of the place where he lives. A decent hockey team is one of the lines I think he says. Been ages since I've seen Dragnet. Okay, up next I picked up Fletch from 1985, of course, with Chevy Chase. The Jane Doe edition, one of Chevy Chase's great performances and great roles. I have not seen this in forever. Really don't remember much about it, to be honest, but I'm looking forward to watching this again. Okay, speaking of Dan Aykroyd, I also got The Great Outdoors from 1988 with John Candy as well, the late great John Candy, of course. Really enjoyed this film. John Candy takes his family on vacation to like a cabin by a lake, and his older brother or younger brother, Dan Aykroyd, shows up with his family as well. He's sort of a rich sleazeball. Annette Bening plays his wife, I believe, in this movie, and they sort of butt heads. John Candy wants like a regular family sort of vacation, and Dan Aykroyd wants to do everything sort of high octane and take everything to the limit. It's not great, but I really enjoyed it when I was younger, and you gotta pick up any John Candy classic you can. Okay, another Tom Hanks film. I also picked up The Man with One Red Shoe from 1985. The cover really doesn't do it justice. Tom Hanks gets mistaken for a spy, sort of a spy comedy, and Laurie Singer and Jim Belushi are in it, along with Carrie Fisher. I really have not seen this since probably the late 80s, so I don't remember it that well, but yeah, one of Tom Hanks' movies from the mid-80s. Speaking of another Tom Hanks film, actually the next two are Tom Hanks as well. I picked up The Money Pit from 1986 with Shelley Long, and the guy who played Carl in Die Hard is also in this. The blonde guy, the blonde henchman from Die Hard. I remember him at the beginning. He was like Shelley Long's like a musical instrument teacher of some kind, from what I remember. But they play like newlyweds who buy this old decrepit. It's a beautiful house, but it's like totally run down. Everything doesn't work. The plumbing is crap. The walls need painting and all that shit. So lots of hijinks involving Tom Hanks and Shelley Long fixing up this great house. Yeah, been ages since I've seen The Money Pit. Okay, another film I have not seen in forever, and John Candy is in this as well, and I totally forgot that. And that is Splash from 1984. I picked up the 20th anniversary edition. Of course, Daryl Hannah plays a mermaid who comes into Tom Hanks' life. John Candy and Eugene Levy are in it as well. Great picture of Eugene Levy on the back. This I definitely have not seen since the mid to late 80s, so definitely looking forward to watching that again. Okay, up next, yeah, I picked up Twins from 1988. One of the not so great Arnold comedies of the late 80s. He and Danny DeVito, of course, star as twin brothers. And I haven't seen this in ages, that's for sure. Directed by Ivan Reitman of Ghostbusters fame. So definitely looking forward to watching this as well. Yeah, I haven't seen Twins in God knows how long. Okay, speaking of Chevy Chase, he makes another appearance this update. And that is National Lampoon's European Vacation. Probably the weakest of the original three Vacation movies. Vacation from 1983 is probably my favorite, and of course Christmas Vacation, a Christmas classic from 1989. But this film from 1985 was sandwiched in the middle of them, and yeah, I don't consider Vegas Vacation sort of part of the trilogy, if you like. Anyway, I didn't like that film that much, so I probably won't be getting it. But I wanted to get the original three movies. I already have the other two I mentioned. Interesting. This movie has a commentary with Chevy Chase, which is cool. I don't remember much about this film except Rusty, the son, isn't played by Anthony Michael Hall, and I believe Audrey, the daughter, is also played by a different actress. But of course you have, what's her name? Beverly D'Angelo is the wife. And I remember sort of scenes in like, they win a trip to go to Europe, obviously. The scene in London where they're going around the roundabout, and he's just yelling out Big Ben every time they go around. Kids, Big Ben. And they go to Stonehenge and knock over the stones as they leave, of course. They're always running into some guy on a bike who gets injured a lot. I think I remember that part. And I remember in, I think it's France or Italy, their camera gets stolen. They want this guy to take a picture of them standing by a waterfall or something. And he takes off with their camera. And later on in the film, you see a big billboard of sort of a half-naked Beverly D'Angelo, because earlier on he was sort of shooting a sex tape between Chevy Chase and Beverly D'Angelo, and she gets recognized because of it. So yeah, European Vacation, probably the weakest of the original three, but definitely had to complete that collection. Okay, last but not least, a film I know a lot of people are very fond of, and I have not seen in forever. And that is Weekend at Bernie's from 1989 with Andrew McCarthy and Jonathan Silverman. yeah, about a couple guys who spend a weekend with an old dead guy. Been ages since I've seen this, and I know it's a lot of fun. And I hear Weekend at Bernie's 2 is probably one of the worst sequels ever made, which I don't think I've ever seen. But the original is a classic, of course. So that's my update. 10 new DVDs, all from the 80s, great 80s comedies. A lot of Tom Hanks, Chevy Chase, John Candy, guy we really miss these days. Yeah, just a couple notes about my channel and upcoming videos. You may have realized I haven't done my collection videos recently. I decided to take a little break because of the holiday for like a week or two. So I will return with those videos. And even though it's 2013, obviously, I'll still be calling it my DVD collection for 2012 when I resume those videos, just to keep them all in the same sort of playlist and the same title. So yeah, I'll continue on with those in the upcoming weeks, probably starting tomorrow. So yeah, that is all for now. Thank you for watching as always, and until next time, I'll see ya.
Bond. James Bond.